Cisco Air Provision. So guys, my last video I showed you the Mobility Express setup from Cisco now in the latest version of controller code 8.x and higher here. It's a very simple and easy way to set up a controller. It took me literally 30 seconds once I had the app up and running to go in and put the information in. But there's one thing that I mentioned at the beginning of that video, and you guys can kind of see here still. After everything was configured, the 8P is still flashing here like a stoplight. You got red, you got green. I don't know if you guys can see the colors here. But the reason for that is Cisco started shipping some of these access points now in a universal state. So it doesn't matter what your regulatory domain is, you can get this access point and you can prime it or configure it for whatever regulatory domain you're in. So if you're in America, you're going to want to be on the FCC regulatory domain. So to set this up, first thing you're going to do is you're going to web into your controller, and we need to go to the Advanced tab up at the top here. And I need to go over to that wireless LAN that we created previously here. So here's my Cisco Air wireless LAN. Now we set this up through the app on the iPhone. So I need to go into here, and I need to go to the Advanced tab, and I'm looking for a setting in here. Here it is, Universal AP Admin. So this needs to be checked. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit apply here. And are you sure? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm just going to go back to make sure that it's checked. And it's checked. Okay. I'm going to save the configuration too for the heck of it. Now, on the iPhone here, what we need to do is, here's our two apps that we downloaded. So Cisco Wireless, that's what we use to set up the controller. Pop that back up. And then the other app that we downloaded was called Cisco Air Provision. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this app, but first, what you need to make sure is you need to make sure that you are actually on your SSID that you set up. You need to be connected to this access point, which I am, Cisco Air. So we're going to go back here. We're going to click on the Cisco Air Provision app, and we're going to put in our user credentials. This is your CCO, your Cisco.com login information. Okay, once you have all the information entered here, then we're just going to say login. And this is the screen that, if you're on iOS 9 or an iPhone 6s like me, this is the screen that you're going to get. So it took me kind of a long time to figure out a way around this. This is obviously a bug, but I think I figured out a good way to get around this. So basically close out of the app, or just kind of go back to your home screen here. And we need to go into settings. Now actually the app needs to be open in order for this to work. If you shut down the app, these next steps won't work. So in your settings, we need to go to privacy. We need to go to location services at the top. We need to find Cisco Air Provision. And now we need to enable while using the app. And click that. Now, if we go back to our app, now you can see it actually lets us through the next page. Obviously, again, some sort of bug. I'm sure it'll be fixed in the next version of this, but it's kind of the way that I figured out how to get around this and get it to work. So now that we're here, we're going to press the login button. And it's going to take us and give us the information of this access point. And there's an audit tab here, configure tab. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to hit configure. And now you can see here the AP is actually blue. Now it's white, green, and it's flashing green. Pretty crazy here. So basically, we just told the access point, okay, hey, you're going to be in the FCC regulatory domain. And it got that because of the GPS on my cell phone, and it pushed it down to the access point. Now the AP is going to reboot, and when it reboots, we should have a solid light instead of the flashing stoplight again. So we'll just give it a couple seconds here and let it finish rebooting. Alright guys, so this thing stopped rebooting, and you can tell when the green light is a solid green. You're going to see solid green during the reboot a couple times, so it might be the second time it's solid green for a little while that it that it's actually ready and completely rebooted. And to show you guys that it actually changed over, if I go into my wireless tab here, I can see the access point, and up at the top here under advanced, we can now see that the country code shows the US. Before, I should have probably showed you guys this, but it said, I believe it said UX, and it said unprimed for the prime status. But that's it. Now you're good to go, and you're fully FCC compliant at this point. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching.